Have you ever thought you knew exactly how something works, only to try it yourself and realize you were way off? Well, that is exactly what happened to me when I became a language teacher. I thought I had all the language process known, but oh boy, was I incorrect. Real life is a game changer for everything. It's not as books tell us. And if that is your case, be ready to dive in because today we are going to debunk traditional learning methods. Hola amigos, ¿cómo están? Yo soy Katy and today we're going to speak about the differences between textbook and apps and just traditional language learning method and the real life things. Stay tuned and we'll see all the difference that we find out. Great, so let's say that for this new year you have the resolution of learning Spanish. And that's great, awesome, but honestly, it's more easily said than done. And for most people that have the same goal, they will most likely straightforward start with grammar. And they are not to blame because we have been told and we have been taught that grammar is the base for any language. And while that is not completely wrong, it is also not completely true. Now, these days, a lot of people still buy textbooks for learning a new language, or even more, they download apps. And do not get me wrong, like, I still have a lot of textbooks for Japanese and Korean, and I also have tons of apps. These apps and textbooks, like the more traditional methods of learning a language, focus most on perfect grammar, rigid sentence structures, and the correct usage of the language. First, you have to get used to the language. You have to consume content, media in that language. You have to get used to the sounds, the tones, the gestures, and all that you cannot get it in a textbook or in an app. I'm so sorry, Duo. Well, now that takes me to my second point. But before we dive into it, I have a question for you. Which phrase would you use to greet a friend? Letra A. Hola, ¿cómo estás? O letra B. ¿Qué onda? Another thing is that we've been told many times from just being at home or at school that we should speak correctly. That means without actually making mistakes. And yes, we eventually grow up and learn from, all the corrections that we've had, that yes, we learn grammar and we learn how to speak our language. But another problem that textbooks, apps, and just the traditional learning method emphasizes is that we should learn grammar and avoid making mistakes before actually learning how to speak. Keep in mind that the first milestone, the first big and important milestone that you can have in any language is to learn how to communicate your basic needs. Just as easy and simple as that. So if you come this far, ¿recuerdan la pregunta que les hice? Which phrase would you use to greet a friend? Letter A, hola, ¿cómo estás? O letter B, ¿qué onda? So maybe you might be thinking, well, both mean hello, right? And yes, technically both are correct. Both are usable. But here context changes everything. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Is probably the first phrase that you learn in Spanish. And yes, it's grammatically correct. Perfect. You can say it to your teacher, your coworker, a random stranger that you met on the street, and it's neutral, it's good, it's polite. But now imagine saying that to a friend you met yesterday, a friend you met today, and the same friend you're going to meet tomorrow. I don't know about you guys, but I would feel like that person is not at ease with me. And thus, my third point. Traditional methods of learning languages often emphasize and teach us these standard phrases that we can use just in any situation. But life is not a one-size-fits-all kind of situation. Now, just as the example we saw, it depends on who are you talking and what is the context of the whole conversation. This little difference can make everything change. So yes, at least in Mexico, the correct answer for this question would be letra B. Using this kind of phrase will make you sound more natural, more authentic, and just more relatable. The next time you're actually practicing Spanish, try to focus not on memorizing phrases, but actually on when and with whom you're actually trying to speak to. Real life language is dynamic, and adapting your tone to that dynamic will make you sound more natural and connect with others. By the way, did you know that an awesome method to get fluent at speaking is actually speaking? So if you're ready to let go of your fears, try checking out Spanish.com, where you can schedule your own free consultation and make as much mistakes as you want. And of course, you will get fluent in Spanish at your own pace, focusing on your own real goals. Also, don't forget to check out our new podcast, Conquering Spanish, where real students share their inspiration, their motivation, their struggles, and of course, their tips to actually get really good at Spanish. All the links are down in the description box. Muchas gracias, amigos. Recuerden darle like, comentar, and also tell me what have you discovered that debunks traditional language learning. Hasta la próxima.